Hello everybody and welcome back to Jet Set Radio Future Test Runs. In the last episode, we went to the bottom point of the sewage facility and completed the second part of unlocking Poison Jam, therefore unlocking Poison Jam. And we got a pretty good score on that, didn't we? And in this episode, we will be going and doing the test runs for Hikage Street. So yeah, we have three that we have to worry about: Jet Graffiti, Jet Flag, and Jet Tech. So Jet Graffiti is the one that I'm worried about the most because I believe it's going to take the most time of the bunch, but it shouldn't be all that bad. There are some routes that you can take. I think though that I'm going to go straight ahead. The reason I'm going to go straight ahead is because you can find a whole lot of graffiti up in the center path, whereas if you try and go on the right or left paths first, back at the entrance to the area, you might find that you will be lacking in graffiti and you'll have to pick up every single can you see. Whereas here, you can pick up all the graffiti, you can pick up all sorts of graffiti, and that way it won't be put to waste when you're coming, if you, instead of coming back here just at the very end so that you don't actually use the graffiti. So what I'm trying to say is you can use this opportunity from by going to the middle first to pick up all sorts of graffiti that you can use on the left and right paths, which will have more graffitis that you'll need to cover. So yeah, I thought that was a little scheme on my part. The graffiti seems to be switching out, so I think you can just switch rails every time. I'm playing as Gum because not only do I like her style of grind, but at the same time I believe that I haven't lusted after her yet. What am I doing? Oh, did I miss it? No. Oh, it's in here. Never mind. Sorry. Whoops. I thought it was over somewhere else. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, falling down. See, now we're already starting the left and right paths with 25 cans of graffiti. That's a really good advantage to have. We're still going to have to pick up graffiti whenever we see it, but at the same time, you know, it's not going to be as big a problem for us, and we won't have to worry about going back down that path later. So that's a plus. I believe that when I get back, I'm going to go on the left path, which is now my right, first. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I think it has less graffiti than the other side, and I think I can use the advantage to pick up as many cans of graffiti as possible while I'm over here, and hopefully max out on 30 cans. That'd be pretty good. Anyways, you need to watch out. The angle, man. The angle. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, that's what you need to watch out for. Since there's all sorts of boxes in the way, you can't really see the path that well, and therefore it makes for kind of difficult maneuvering and trying to get all the graffitis on the path on the way to the actual. Darn it. Yeah, see, I'm already running out of graffiti. I came in here with 30 cans, now I only got 18 because of all the extra larges I just had to cover, and larges. Here's another extra large. No, come on. There we go. Hey, no. Thank you. Oh, come on. Weak sauce. Fox is behind the cage, of course. Okay, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go. We gotta keep going. We only have 9 cans. Uh-oh. That's not good. Uh-huh. But I think we're gonna have enough to get these ones on the ground. Besides that, we still have to go to the very top of this hill-type structure, so we should be good. No, stop. Where am I looking right now? I really don't know. Okay, there. No, darn it, darn it, darn it. Come on. There we go. Okay, so 12/21. The day that apparently the world is going to end this year in 2012. That's an interesting segue. Yeah, I just had to move my mic away from my face because I realized I just breathed into it. That's good. So a few tips that you can use to get up at the top of this giant catwalk rail thing of doom and destruction. You'll want to get any of those 5 cans that you see, by the way. When you enter areas that crisscross like this, you can jump across and you can actually see a 5 can there that you can pick up too. It'll get you across faster and get you to the top faster. And besides that, it will also, pick you up some spare graffiti if you need it. So yeah, I think I missed that. Yeah, I did miss that. It's a little bit down there actually. So yeah, okay, here we go. It's this little inlet right here. Oh, I almost fell. That would have been bad. Okay, but we're good. We good, dog. Oh no, I missed a really good chance to pick up a lot of graffiti there. There's a lot of graffiti at the top area of the map if you take the time to go up there, but I was stupid and I forgot, and I'm now just flying around like an idiot. So let's just go. Yeah. So like I was saying, I chose Gum because I haven't doted upon her yet in this playthrough, and since it's Plus, I think I deserve the right to dote upon every female character in this series. Yeah, it's difficult trying to find all the graffitis and trying to go into every inlet like those, and picking up every single can, but it is actually necessary to at least some extent, because the graffiti, as we have learned from earlier episodes that we spent in this area, is very lacking in this, well, area. No. Okay, silly. Okay, that way. Yes. Oh, an extra large. Oh, fun. Oh, we're gonna run out of cans. Yeah. Okay, well that's not good. But luckily we have our shortcut, so that makes us happy, right? No, it doesn't make us happy. It makes us very sad because we fell all the way to the bottom of the map. Besides that, we don't really actually need to use that shortcut as much as we need to actually take this bar, because there are graffitis along the outside rails, and those are important to us right now. There actually is a graffiti at the top of this rail too, so we have to go up it. Did I choose right? Yes, I chose right. Yes. I've decided to switch rails there because I thought I'd pick up more cans that way, and it turns out I was right. I like being right. Okay, so let's just get to the top of this thing. Get every can on the way up just to make sure that we have enough to cover those at the bottom. Okay. No, still got a little bit more ways to go. There we go. That'll give us enough to cover the ones at the bottom too. So we don't really have to worry about cans right now. All we have to worry about is covering up this graffiti at the very top of the map, and at the same time... No, you've got to be kidding me. Oh my god, no. No. Well, that gives us the excuse to cover up these graffitis now. Don't miss that jump, guys. I was a fool. A fool in love with you. Nah, I'm sorry. I had to reference Back to the Future at some point. It's just necessary sometimes. Okay, so I keep forgetting that you can use left trigger to turn your camera, and I just forgot again. Intelligence, okay. Okay, but we can cross this rail. I think that we're gonna get jet ranking, but I'm not entirely sure at this point. I think I'm cutting the time a little bit close. Yeah. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. It's there? Bro, I'm not in the mood for this. Wait, are you kidding me? Did I choose right? I think I chose correctly, and I actually managed to not do it correctly. What am I thinking? No, I didn't do it correctly. There's a little inlet there. Okay, so cover that last. Okay. Hit the time. How'd we do? Yes, we got jet. Yes, 7.5 minutes. Okay, that's enough to get jet. I'm not gonna worry about that now because that was saddening. Oh no, wait, not jet tech. Well, yeah, jet tech. Okay, we can just do this. Last time I did the other one first in the bottom point, but that's okay. We can just do jet tech for now. Besides that, I always skip ahead on the jet tech because I always show just the 500 point rail. You actually start right next to a 500 point rail. It's this big one right here. Yeah, so make sure you hit Y instead of X. I always say this, but I always need to just in case somebody's coming in just to see this episode. Hit Y instead of X for your grind combos to get as many points as possible. Try and stretch out your grind combos as long as possible. You don't have to hit Y just like a machine gun. You want to hit it more along the lines of like a rifle, I guess. Just pace your stunts, and if you do that, then you'll be able to stretch out your grind combos to get the maximum amount of points, and you won't mess up as much, and that would be a good way to get as many points as possible. That's a bit of obvious advice, and you can actually do air combos, by the way, to stretch out your points as well, so don't forget that too. And like I said before, press Y instead of X because it gives you the times 16 multiplier at most instead of the times 8 that the X button does, so it actually veritably doubles your points. So I'm thinking that if I go to the bottom here, I'll actually end up getting more points. So after you get to the top, I suggest going back down to the bottom and climbing up the rail again, because if you keep going up at the top, you'll keep maxing out very shortly after you get the times 16 multiplier. Whereas if you go back down to the bottom, you can stretch out your points as big as possible. So that's what you want to do. So once you get to the top, just make sure you go back down to the bottom and do your grind combo all over again, and I think that's how you can get the most points. But I've droned on long enough. That's all the advice you really need. You just need to grind up and down this, just grind up this rail, and then go back to the bottom and grind up it again, and that way you'll get as many points as possible. So I'm going to go and cut ahead. I'll be doing this for about 3 minutes. I'll be right back. Hello, boys. I'm back, and look at my points. I think I've set a new record for the test run playthrough, if I do say so myself. I've topped 3,200,000. It's insane. So it looks like we're going to end up with about 3,300,000 at the very end. I believe that that's going to be more than enough to get jet ranking on this. Hey, but you never know. I might fail. Just kidding. I didn't fail. That's funny. So yeah. Since Jet Graffiti took such a long time, now that I cut that down, that should only take 2.5 minutes, so we should be at about the 10-minute mark right about now. So Jet Flying will take about 5 minutes too. I'd say we're in for a 15-minute episode, which is actually not bad considering it's Hikage Street, but at the same time it's a bit of a long episode for this playthrough. However, I do have a bit of good news. Fortunately, the Skyscraper District is not going to be nearly as hard as I thought it was. Apparently you only have to collect a few graffitis, which is really, really good news, because the Skyscraper District in Faro Park, not exactly my strong suit, as many of you know, as many of you, at least regular viewers, know. I do not like that area, in the slightest. Oh, wait, I passed it. Nope. Okay, there we go. No big deal. So the first two flags are in those two inlets that I just showed. Make sure you pick up any graffiti that you see, that way you can jet dash to get to your location faster, or your your desired destination faster. I'm like a GPS. And speaking of GPS, I have a little bit of a personal story now that just reminded me of. I remember at one point, I believe, after we had bought our first GPS, my family was on a road trip, and at one point the GPS was giving us directions. It was still like at the time that GPS technology was new, and it told us to take a left turn, and we were like, oh, okay, left turn, great. And we looked left, and it's just a gigantic cliff. So mom and my mom was driving, so we were all thinking that maybe it was that maybe the GPS was jealous of mom and wanted to kill her so that she could have my dad. And I was like, yeah, that's totally it. And so I thought that was a pretty cool little story. I know it's a little lame, but you gotta get something to talk about during these things. Anyways, that's the third flag. Not bad. If you actually take this, that means you can get this graffiti, which I should have done during the Jet Graffiti challenge, but that's okay. So we've ended up with a whole lot more graffiti than we had earlier, which is good. Let's just try and get through this alleyway as quickly as physically possible. Oh, I started school on August 27th. I haven't had a recording since then. This is the first one I've had in a long time, and I think I'm only going to be recording Hikage Street for now. But yeah, it's been it's been difficult. My homework load is not nearly as bad as it was with last year, with my junior year in high school, but it's not the homework that's worrying me. It's more along the lines of yeah, see, if you take that crane, then you can get up here a whole lot faster and save a lot of time that you otherwise would have spent trying to get all the way up this catwalk. But yeah, so if you take that crane, that's a little bit of a shortcut, very useful. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, it's not as bad in homework, definitely not as bad, but at the same time, you know, I just don't enjoy the classes as much, because history is my favorite subject in school, and I kind of already took all the AP history courses in the school, except for like AP government and economics, but at the same time, those aren't history, those are just like social sciences technically. And by the way, guys, I recommend taking economics and government if you have the choice at whatever school you're going to, or whenever you get to high school, because I do not think that you will regret it. There's some valuable information that I've learned thus far from these classes. Number one being that do not get a credit card. Bad idea. Try and use debit if you can. If you rack up credit card bills, those are in credit card debt, that is. It is really hard to get rid of that. I don't have a credit card, I have a debit card. But I don't plan on ever getting a credit card, or at least not getting one anytime soon. However, society recommends it. Society says, hey, credit cards are great. Yeah, well, those are the banks talking. Just saying, but those are the banks talking. They want your money. Okay, wait. Oh, so this is the same place as that graffiti that we covered at the very end of Jet Graffiti. Stop trying to mess me up. Okay, so there we go. We've cleared the jet flag for Hikage Street in a pretty good time, I might say. Just over 4 minutes. That's pretty good. And I think that's all the jet rankings. We just got the love shockers. There we go. So after completing Hikage Street and getting jet rankings in all of the challenges for all the test runs, we have unlocked the love shockers, so we can use them from now on. So that's great. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this episode of Jet Set Radio Future Test Runs. In the next episode, we will be covering the next area that we have to worry about, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is... No, it's Kibogaoka Hill. Okay, Gaoka. Okay, Kibogaoka Hill. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I've been reminded by multiple people that I was pronouncing it wrong in my playthrough, and I'm very sorry. So I think I'm going to try and get that right from now on. Kibogaoka Hill. So, okay. There we go. I just wanted to say that. So, thank you guys for watching. In the next episode, we will be covering the test runs for Kibogaoka Hill. Kibogaoka Hill. So, okay. See you next time.